Today's recipe, crunchy baguette. And who is here? Yum, 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 yum. Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to share a recipe that I do a lot for my family. And it's a recipe for a baguette. And I like to use those two flours. I try to go with organic for most of my products at home, but sometimes organic is not the best. And I want to talk about King's Arthur, why I like King's Arthur flour. When I learned a few years ago that King's Arthur is not brumated, and I had no idea what it meant, not only English is my second language, so the translation, but the process of it. What does that actually mean? And I will have to read it from my computer to tell you exactly what I learned. So, brumated flour is a flour that contains potassium bromate, an addictive that improves the flour's elasticity and makes it rise more easily. Health concerns. Potassium bromate can cause kidney, thyroid, gastrointestinal cancer in animals. It can also cause acute symptoms like abdominal pain, diarrhea, vomiting. If too much is added or if the bread isn't baked long enough, the addictive can remain in the bread. So basically, if you eat it a lot, you might get sick. That's not good for you, good for your health. So that's one thing I did want to mention. Sometimes the organic flours actually are bromated, and some of the non-organic are not. So it's a hard choice. Which one do I choose? Which one is better for me? There's a lot to learn, and I wasn't aware of it a long time ago. But I suffered from IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, years and years and years. I could not eat much of the flour items like breads, rolls, pastas. I could not eat too much dairy. Mixing it together, it just created so much pain. I ended up going to ER a few times. But when I switched and started researching and learning those things, now I make my own sourdough and different kinds of rolls, breads, cake, cookies. But when I use the right ingredients, I do not have any issues. And this is what I wanted to mention because some of you are looking for options. So the more information you know about how things are processed, especially food, the better it is for your health. So that's it. I don't want to make this video too long, but I thought it would be interesting for some of you to learn a little bit why I chose, this flour instead of the cheaper versions of some of the flours that you can buy in stores. Again, today's recipe, baguette. And I chose a shorter version of baguette. There is two kinds that I make. One requires to put the dough in the fridge overnight. But today, I won't be doing that. I will do the one that I make the same day. Welcome to my kitchen, and thank you for watching. For the baguettes today, I will need about 400 milliliters of warm water, and I have mixed 1 tablespoon of honey in there. I will dissolve my yeast, about 5 grams, 2 teaspoons of salt, 500 grams of flour. And I like to use either King's Arthur bread flour or the red meal artisan bread flour. Those two work best for me. So first thing, you need your warm water and 1 tablespoon of honey in there. And now I can dissolve the yeast. So that will go aside. It will take a few minutes. And now, about the flour. When I have my flour swifted, it is exactly 4 cups. But if I shake it and it becomes condensed, I've got 3.5. So pay attention how you weight your flour so you don't have too much. So the flour goes in and then 2 teaspoons of salt. Oh well, maybe I should take it from here so I don't put too much. That way is easier. I've done it once and I put too much, so gotta be careful with that. My yeast is foamy, ready. So all I do is just put it all in. This dough will be more on the looser side, more water content than regular bread, because baguette is more delicate. But I will do stretches and folds, and with that add a little bit more flour to it. This will give it more texture and change the structure of it a little bit. So now that I have mixed it, I'll just sprinkle a little bit of flour on it and cover. And set my timer for about 40 minutes. 40 minutes passed, and you can see it growing nice and fluffy. Okay, I'll dip it in some flour. Stretch and fold. Go around. Cover it again. And 30 minutes. And another 30 minutes. Time for second stretch and fold. And you can see how nice it looks like. Stretch and fold. Stretch and fold. Stretch and fold. So go around twice again. If you are in a hurry and you don't have time to do one more stretch and fold, the next time you would just shape your baguettes and then once doubled in size, bake them. But they do taste better and the structure is better. So I will wait and do the stretch and fold one more time. Nice and soft. Cover again. And another 30 minutes. Okay, go around twice. If you need to dip your fingers in some flour, you can do that. Like the first time you do it, it is very, very sticky and it doesn't look that good. Second time, it already changed the structure and it's much easier. If you have time to do it 3 times, it's even better. But like I mentioned, twice is okay and you can bake it. And as last time, dip it in flour, sprinkle with flour, and then upside down, cover again. Beautiful. So elastic, jiggly, jiggly. Time to shape it. I will get 3 baguettes out of it. If you want small ones, you can make 4. And I do like to weight the dough to make sure that flour on my face. Kind of get same size of my baguettes, 340. So I have them about 340 grams. So I can stretch and fold kind of in to make it tight. And once you roll them, I have a special cloth that I just got yesterday. Otherwise, I would just put it on a baking sheet paper. But when I shape all of them, they will be covered for another 40 minutes. And then when they double in size, I can bake them. Kind of like stretch and fold again. You want to tighten them. Okay, and once it's shaped, you will put it away, as it needs to be covered for another 30-40 minutes. Well, depends how warm it is in your house. So just kind of squeeze it into that board. And then cover with flour. Let me bring this closer. So this cloth I just got. I've never used it. That will be my first time using it. Supposedly it keeps the shape for the baguettes, so I decided to try it out. Usually I just take a sheet of baking paper and I put it on a sheet of baking paper. So with this now, maybe it's not a good idea to do it first time. First learn it and then do it and record it, but I wanted to be brave. So I will leave my baguettes covered. I had a big sheet of foil and a towel. And once they double in size, then I can bake them. It's been 45 minutes and they did double in size. Very fluffy, very airy. So I am going to preheat the oven, score them right before I put them in, and then bake them. My children are going to be so happy. These are their favorites. So now I can score them and it's time to put them in the oven. And I have some water down below for the extra moisture. So now 395 for about 20 minutes. But it's usually 20-25 minutes of bake time. The color will tell you if they are ready or not.
Are they ready yet? I can't wait any longer. Are they ready? It was already 1 hour. It was 10 days. I'm gonna eat all of them. That's what I said. Wait, they're supposed to be breaded there too, so because we're gonna eat all of them.
So you want me to make bread now? Too much. Okay. And those are ready. Ooh, such a nice crunch. Myself, I love this crunchy, harder skin. My children, unfortunately, they don't. If the skin is harder, they won't eat it, only the inside of it. For me, the sourdough bread when I bake, I like the skin very crunchy, almost to the point it is burnt. Not saying burnt, but almost. Just nice and crunchy, thick skin. With the buns, again. So if you want softer crust, put a towel and let it rest, cool off with the towel on. It's all about the moisture inside. If you let the steam out, the skin will stay harder. If you cover it with the towel, then you trap the moisture in for the crust to be softer. Okay, it's hot, baby. It's
Can
very
I have
hot. No, not yet. It's hot.
But
Okay?
I thought you said we could have it when it comes out.
Well, not right away. Okay? Few minutes. Okay? Few minutes.
We're waiting. I don't want to wait.
Few minutes soon. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's hot. Okay, give it 10 minutes.
No.
10 minutes.
But it smells like it's not.
Smells like it's not hot. That's so funny. If the skin was that crispy as So I have cut the first one to show you. It is so light. So nice. Hey! 10,000 hands right now trying to steal it all, huh? You.
I'll just steal this piece.
Yeah, the big one? Oh, baby, I have to cut it. Leave
I
it.
steal everything out.
Okay, please. Yeah? You-
Bread ever. I'm gonna take the biggest slice that is not cut. Okay, I'll take one too. Oh, it's so heavy.
You gotta leave it some for daddy though.
No.